Hi there. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing?
Hey man,
Hey, what's up, Tiago?
how
So
you
we are
doing,
the
bro?
$1 trading show once again coming live to you. And today with me is Tiago, Zero X Tiago, a great friend, one of the most expert DJ person that I know in this space,
Thank
and
you.
also one of the best analysts that I know. How you doing, Tiago? Welcome to the
hey,
show.
hey, man, I'm good. Thanks for inviting me. Yeah, it's great. Always great to chat with you about markets, and yeah, man, looking forward to talk prediction markets in betting.
Great, great. It's great to have you here, especially because if you don't know Tiago, guys, I mean, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit, Tiago, before we start?
Yeah, sure. And I'm in crypto since 2018. I've been like doing analysis since and full time since like beginning of 2023. And now I work with a company. It's called Traders Club in Brazil, and we have like an educational community with I think it's 500 people right now, where we just share research with them. And yeah, I've been doing dabbling with DeFi airdrops and like token analyzing like for a few years now.
Great, amazing. So I met Tiago. Actually, we didn't met here in Brazil. We met in the US. We've been going to crypto events for the last 3 years together, and he's been a great friend. And as I mentioned, he's a great analyst and researcher in the space. I'm excited to have him here to talk about prediction markets because we were at Permissionless a couple of months ago, and I was talking about prediction markets, and Thiago was not excited at all about that. And this morning we were just talking here before this live, and he was just telling me how he's hyped about what's going on with prediction markets. Could you
Yeah,
share a little bit about
you
this as
fi-
well, Thiago,
you
please?
finally prediction market feel me. And yeah, there's a lot of buzz like recently on prediction markets, especially like with John Wayne tweeting that much and getting hired by Kaushi by just
Mhm.
tweeting. And timeline's euphoric. The volumes like I didn't go like down as people expected after the election. And yeah, the election was a big like breakout moment. And being able to add sports books and different kinds of recurring activities that you have like every year, and it can like make prediction markets grow. And there's an alignment part that we were talking about earlier, that when you're betting on a sports book, the house wants you to lose. They need you to lose for them to make money. That's why they make
Mhm.
so much money, because people lose. But on prediction markets, you can like earn by fee, you can have like liquidity providers, and there is like a incentive alignment. So if you win the
Mhm.
platform, they make a fee, and the fees like offset like their losses. If they are providing liquidity, they can make money. So you can like have a situation where it's good for everyone. That doesn't
Yeah,
happen in our sport
it's,
books.
it's not a zero sum game at all. And we've been telling this here in the show. And by the way, if you don't know us yet, we are called the $1 Trade Show because Nick and I, my co host, we started this making $1 trades at Polymarket. The point is not to
Oh,
make
cool.
money, it's to prove your theory. So you can make 20%, 30%, 50% in your trade. It means that you are on the right path. So we always talk here about how prediction markets are a machine for truth discovery, how we can crowdsource collective intelligence, and how prediction markets can become some new financial meta. And so, as Thiago mentioned, and let me share my screen here with you guys so we can dive deeper on the topics that we have to discuss today. So, this is Google Trends for prediction markets, and if you can see here, this spike here, it was a spike back in the day around the elections, and it seems really high interest. But now compare globally, how's the interest growing? And it's not only us who are in crypto who are spotting this, and this is happening kind of. We are almost reaching mainstream. We've been discussing about this potential super cycle of prediction markets. I have my opinion about why we are not there yet, but we might become. Let's start this talk about how funding, because most of the times before some area of crypto grows, we see investors piling up to put money on
Yeah,
projects, right? And this article from the blog is just mentioning this, basically compares roughly how we evolved since 2021. And remember, Polymarket came alive at the end of 2020 around the elections back then as well.
yeah,
So 2020, $6 million, $60 million was invested in prediction markets. This number grew by 30% to $8 million in 2024, and now, after 11 deals in 2025, we have over $216 million. So since last year, we grew like three times. And the reason prediction markets platforms are pulling in more venture capital this year is that the old assumption has been broken, just like Tiago mentioned in the beginning. I mean, everybody was believing that after the elections, interest for prediction markets will dry up. But this is not what is happening, right?
yeah. And I don't know, like, what was like the big trigger after the election, because I think having, let me rephrase it, having this the big like poly market has like predicted the election better than the polls. So this is
Mm-hmm.
not some, this was something unseen today.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see the, you have like, you see the potential, you see like, if this was like you said, truth machine, this can like predict it like better than the polls, because people put
Mm-hmm.
money in where if they have skin in the game. I know it's still niche, so like a lot of people, there was bias on poly market, but still,
Mm-hmm.
if people see the opportunity to make money, you have the incentive to bet on the truth. So when you have a
Mm-hmm.
poll, you don't need to disclosure your self interest, so you can like mislead the poll and you don't lose anything.
Mm-hmm.
But if you see a
Mm-hmm.
prediction market, if you want to mislead it, you're gonna lose your money. You need to put your skin in the game. And
Yeah, yeah.
if like like you see that, you see, I, although I like it, something to, for something to happen, I don't believe it will happen, so I will bet in the opposite. And
Mm-hmm.
also you don't have that. You just can use your bias and tell whatever that you want to happen,
Yeah,
not what you
exactly.
believe will happen.
Exactly. You just throw information away with no risk of the outcome. And
Yeah.
actually, on the opposite, if you have enough power to influence that, you can benefit from the outcome. So I believe that you touched a really interesting point here. So people saw the benefit from prediction markets when Polymarket called the election results beforehand. And of
Yeah.
course, together with that, we saw the French predictor making a lot of money by betting
He made was
on
like
Trump's
5 million,
winning,
right? It's five
something
million.
like that, something like that. So I think people saw, okay, this can be good for society, for everyone, and this could be good for individuals who are also making money on that. And this is interesting. So this report here highlights how Kyle Samani from Multicoin Capitals mentions how the CFTC dropping his appeal against the Cauchy case. That there was a kind of dispute between the legality of the Cauchy activities, and that gave more clarity, more regulatory clarity to people who were curious, at least, about prediction markets. So we understand. So now there's a little bit, there's a better field to play because there's not uncertainty when it comes to regulatory aspects. We see the benefits for the society and we see the benefits for the individuals. And also, and this is really important, the infrastructure is way better there. So now most of the prediction market platforms that we see nowadays, you have wallet abstraction. You're probably abstracting everything related to crypto. You have better on ramps and off ramps rails. So the infrastructure seems to be way more evolved now.
Yeah.
So, overall durable demand, cultural visibility, regulatory clarity, and infrastructure maturity. Together, these are what makes prediction market more investable now. So and what makes poly market and Cauchy's edge? So we know that now there is this race of multiple projects working on prediction markets, creating new prediction markets and creating new tools. We've been talking about Gondorfy, and Gondor is really important. You will love that. I know your DJ inside. So basically,
What are they
what
doing?
Yonder, what they allow you. So imagine that you open a position on poly markets, so you have yours yes or no shares there. That is an asset that has value.
Yeah.
So Gronder allows you to deposit that position as collateral and borrow money against that.
What? This is like,
Yes.
yeah, this is giga degen. This,
Imagine you can leverage on your positions on prediction markets. That's
yeah,
basically what they are
I think this
doing
is
right now.
dangerous as hell. I think this is very dangerous. Yeah, because like most markets are not that liquid, so you need like a lot of liquidity to be able to do that. Because any like I don't know, $1,000 bet can move some markets, and this would maybe liquidate some people. So yeah, I'm not a math genius, so I don't know how will they calculate this risk, but this is something like that need to be like put a lot of thought into it to the design.
Yeah, this
But
is this
this,
is not this is next level risky stuff, but
yeah,
it's
you look,
interesting. It's interesting.
yeah,
It's a way to financialize everything. You can financialize
yeah,
your opinions. And on this Thursday, by the way, if you're watching us, join us this Thursday as well. We are going to have two special guests, and one of the topics we are going to discuss is how to protect users that use prediction markets. Because I mean, there is this theory about the hyper speculation, and I would like to hear your thought about that. So basically, what people are kind of defending now is that okay, crypto proved itself as a way for people to speculate. So what's the best use case of crypto? Speculate. In the
gamble.
beginning, people were just people are gambling on Bitcoin, on ICOs, on meme coins, and I mean on NFTs, and now prediction markets create a better tool for people
Yeah,
to speculate in everything. So it's an hyper speculation way of living or way of playing around with crypto. And
yeah.
what do you think about that? And what are the risks that you see for the end user, Thiago?
Man, I see like the society in general. There's like a thesis from Jazz, and that's the long degeneracy and the way like with like the growth of the internet, and there's people, the social media growing and the wealth inequality gap growing. People like on social media are exposed to seeing like the success in the palm of its hand of their hands. Like you can
Hmm.
open here and you see like Cristiano Ronaldo with like a, like I don't know, like $100 million in cars, and you're like, dude, I'm like I'm broke, and yeah, I'm nothing. And you see this, and you see all these people like these regular people like posting like fake lives on on Instagram and on TikTok, and like this messes with people's heads. And when you have like a dopamine hit in the palm of your hand, it's very easy to get up like in the loop, in the doom loop, and like looking doom scrolling, and then like don't do anything, don't move like to search improvement in life. And as things, inflation hits in like every country now, like we're Brazilians, we used to like have
Hmm.
inflation, but like people in the US and the Europe are finally starting to like getting to know what like people from third world countries have been through like their whole lives. So it's getting harder and harder for people to buy houses and to like improve their like, how can I say, if you
Improve the
like
way of living in general, right? It's hard for
yeah,
people nowadays of this generation have the same life that
yeah,
the previous generation had.
yeah, actually, like if you're very poor, and it is easier to like improve your life, but if you're middle class, it's way harder. Like the middle class is getting squeezed, and for these like people want to like hyper gamble. It's like they say, hyper
Hmm.
gamble your way out of poverty, or your way to hyper gamble your way to like class mobility. I think.
But yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah. It's the
and
financial nihilism.
Yeah, and this is like prediction markets as a result of this trend, and the growth in sports betting in the whole world is a result of this trend too. So I think it's like I don't think like this is good for like the gambling. This gambling culture in general is good for like most people, but there's a few people. I think we live in this industry, and so we work in this full time for a while. So if we work this, we can take like a little bit of advantage in that. But for like most people that have a job and other areas, and it's not that plugged in, I don't know if that's that beneficial to them. I think it's kind of dangerous because
Hmm.
it's very easy to get lost in the way. So you
Hmm.
need to have like a good like framing as like this is I'm gambling because I want to have fun. This is like
Hmm.
I'm trying to trade because I think I have an edge and I can make money. And
Hmm.
this is like I'm gambling because I'm a quant and like a math genius and I can arbitrage these odds and make a living of that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And like I'm gambling because just to wanna relax, have fun, like I said.
Okay,
Not
yeah.
because I wanna gamble, because I wanna change my life. And this is like how people go broke.
Yeah, and so this comes to once again how we educate people about these tools, how these tools
Yeah.
can be used, but also what I see here, and you touched on a great point. We are going to move to that in a few moments. Is that okay? Prediction markets are not like gambling. Prediction markets are not like gaming. They can be. They look like sometimes like betting, but prediction markets could be used by users. So what, for example, what we are building in Groovy and other platforms, and I'm not here to show what we're building in any sense, but basically if you understand some niche, or if you have some specific understanding of any area of knowledge, you can monetize that. So it could be
Yeah.
sports, it could be politics. We've been seeing there's this guy who has become famous. He's trading mentions. He's basically making money by trading mentions, and it means every time that a politician like Donald Trump goes live and he wants to he's going to talk about something, there are those markets. Okay, is
That's
Trump
cool.
are going to, is he going to mention inflation? What are the odds that he's going to talk about Canada? And this guy is just watching these live streams, and he's trading the markets as they go live. And he was just talking,
That's
oh,
cool.
I go by the feeling, and that's it. So he made himself, like, I'm not saying that he improved his technique on understanding the tokens, and then he's able to predict,
The
uh,
ability to forecast like some like
forecast what
yeah,
expression is going to be used on these or that events. And
yeah, you
there's
can spot.
also this guy who is sorry, but there is also this guy who are trading about Taylor Swift. Okay, what is going to be the next best song of Taylor Swift? Is she going to release a new album? So I mean, right now, how do you monetize that kind of information? But you can be really good about understanding Taylor Swift or a small football team or
Yeah,
whatever, and now you are able to monetize that knowledge.
yeah, like prediction markets are trading platforms, right? And trading
Of
can be
course, yeah,
gambling. Depends on how you apply it. Can be gambling. So
depends on
that's
your approach.
yeah, it can be
Okay,
gambling.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So if you like you said, like niche knowledge, like this guy that developed like he might spot trends. Like you can like run an algo and like you do like take all like the less Trump discourses and like put that to in the AI and
yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
translated this in write this and like you can like account how many times what are the trends between words
Mm-hmm.
and do like you forecast like what you can say and if the odds are good you can do that
But
like
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
thought
you
about it
can.
right now but like I don't have edge doing this and so it's not me if somebody listening here wants to try this I think you can make money doing this but so yeah you can like if you have like do a little bit more work and escape a little bit of this like the dopamine loop, this dopamine chasing
Mm-hmm.
loop, you can like find stuff that you can make money for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I think it's like everything like that's new is this is like a source of like it's not income but like of like money of like profit for some people and like a source of let's say of the to lose my place to lose money for some people. It's like
Mm-hmm.
everything. So
Like
yeah,
everything, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
I
this is okay. We came full circle here because this is the point of the $1 trading show. We try to educate people about what are prediction markets, uh, give people an understanding and what's going on, so you can try it for yourself. And the whole thing about trading $1 is that's money that if you lose, it's not a big deal, but you can see what you're good at. So we've been
yeah,
trading. I know I can trade crypto and I can trade some politics and stuff, but dude, I cannot trade anything related to commodities or pop culture.
yeah,
I'm really awful with that stuff. I mean, I'm really bad. But that's the point. I mean, you might be able to find an edge in some niche. And this brings us to something else that I would like to discuss with you
and
today, and it's the intersection between actually the potential intersection and mostly what differs prediction markets from sports booking. um, so basically here in this article, Greg mentions how he wanted to see a for you page on prediction markets, and I know that you got hyped about this one, Thiago.
yeah,
You want
like this one.
to yeah, if you want to make your comments about this one,
Yeah,
feel free, go ahead. What
yeah.
called
First,
your attention on this one?
yeah, the thing like that I mentioned when we started that you don't need to be playing against the house on the prediction market. This is good because this is like aligned incentives. Crypto is all about incentives. So if these align incentives, it's better. I don't like I'm not saying this is like good for humanity in general. Like I'm really not sure if the financialization of everything is something good, but it's better than a sport book because you align incentives. So you're
Mm-hmm.
not playing to take your customer's money. You're not playing against your
Mm-hmm.
customer. So this is
Mm-hmm.
good. And the I think that this is a clear path that we're going as a society and like the financialization of stuff and the time people spend on social media online. So if you have a for you page and if you a prediction market, it's a mix of a financial application and a social network. So if you have like the for you page with things you're good, just
Mm-hmm.
you the things that you are good will catch your attention. You're not gonna stay there like wasting time searching for like I don't know which like the color of the purse that Taylor Swift will wear in like tomorrow. So,
Mm-hmm.
like you, I have like no edge in pop culture stuff, and so I wouldn't bet that. I don't want this showing my feed. Like I want to open poly market here. Let's see what's trending. It's
Yeah,
like
if you go
a
to
decision September.
trending, yeah.
Yeah, Super Bowl champion, New York City mayoral election, U.S. Venezuela military products. Apple will launch November. Apple launch mentions next French Prime Minister will Eric Adams drop out of New York. Nobel Peace Prize winner. Like this is like I Fed decision in September. I wager a bet here, but like I have no idea who will be the French Prime Minister or the products
Mm-hmm.
that Apple will launch in September. And it's too early to call the Super Bowl champion, but it's something I would bet on it. And but yeah, I don't like. There's a lot of people there, a lot of things are here. I have no idea. Like
Mm-hmm.
so I wanted to see like anything crypto related, some stuff about macro or geopolitics maybe, and some stuff about football and sports.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what
Mm-hmm.
I would look for when opening like a for you page, like for me on a prediction market.
Mm-hmm.
So having a for you page helps for people to bet more in the platform. So it turns
Mm-hmm.
into more revenue and it's better for people that makes more money betting on this stuff.
And
So
people, yeah.
it's a positive feedback loop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As you mentioned, the idea here that he's saying why FanDuel and DraftKings, like betting traditional betting platforms, don't make a really good for you experience is that if you're good in some markets, you're a bad customer for
Yeah.
those platforms. But for prediction markets, it's totally the opposite, like Thiago was saying. But what I see here nowadays, where we are, something that's a pain for prediction markets is still liquidity. So
Yeah.
if you are really good in really small niche markets, there's not enough liquidity there. So if you are a big player and if you are really good on those markets, you could move those markets really fast. So you could take advantage of spreads in different platforms. And this is not good for the markets because that pushes away of that efficient markets theory, which ideally where we want to get. So what prediction markets are doing, and since they are most of them, I mean the biggest ones as Caution, Polymarket, they are centralized and they are providing liquidity and they are incentivizing people to put liquidity on those markets. What they do with those pages is to highlight for you markets that have more liquidity and that they can make more money with that. Of course, I mean you can make money if you have an edge on that, but markets with more liquidity means a low spread, so you can get bigger players. If with bigger players with bigger orders, you can make more fees. So this is
Yeah.
what they are pushing right now until they get the fit to what are the best markets. And although poly market became really famous for politics with the elections, we've been witnessing and what is it? The DeFi Llama is really good highlighting this. So most of the volume traded and consistently is with sports and crypto. So it's still really niche. Even
Yeah.
sports and crypto that we think it's kind of massive, it's niche.
And for sports, there's something that you can do. You can't do parlays on prediction markets. So
Not yet. Yeah, you can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you can do parlays like gamblers, like
We are
sports
working
gamblers,
on that, by the way. We are working on that for Groovy. But
so
yeah.
that's cool. That's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be like something that you're gonna be able to capture a lot of like these uh big traders that like to gamble too. I see
Mm-hmm.
some like big CT accounts. They're like big traders. They like gambling like 10, 20, 50 grand on some like parlays, especially football. Now that football
Mm-hmm.
season's on, and like I, despite being Brazilian and like I love to like the only thing that I still bet today are like it's football, American football.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only
Mm-hmm.
thing like that I think I have like a decent edge betting. So because soccer is so hard because you have three options. You got to win, loss, and draw. And like
Mm-hmm.
in American football, you basically don't have draws. So
It's
that's
win or
like
lose, yeah.
yeah, that's like narrows like the possibilities. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it gives better edge. So I only like farm airdrops from gambling platforms when there's a football season on, and football just started, and a lot of like guys, I saw a lot of screenshots from betting on the timeline, like if people do parlays. If you can add parlays in a prediction market and have liquidity, you're gonna have like a decent head start on this field, especially now in the football
Mm-hmm.
season.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think this is very niche on sports because of it. I think if you add parlays in sports betting in prediction markets, you can grow in like advertising and throwing incentives, and you can like suppress big like gambling platforms in a long enough time frame. I think it's not
Mm-hmm.
something that's gonna happen tomorrow, but like maybe by 2030, I don't know.
Yeah, I think before that we are going to see improvements on that front. And just a note
So
here, if
I
you
think
if you're listening
ju-
to us and yeah, no, go ahead.
just to fix it. It's not like we're gonna see. I believe we're gonna see improvement before. I'm talking about like flipping, like prediction
Oh,
markets,
okay, okay.
suppressing like traditional gambling venues.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So and just a note here because I just found that out. I mean, I've been discovering this for the last few months. If you're listening to us and you've never heard about parlays, it's because parlays is really used in the US. But I mean, so if you go to the UK, people never heard about that. I mean, what's a parlay?
How do
So
they call it
basically,
there?
it's putting together combined. You combined bets or something like that.
Yeah,
They
in
they
Brazil
have
we say
different names.
combined. In Portuguese, it's combined. Yeah,
Combined.
it's
Yeah. Okay.
combined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, a parlay means it's only one market, but your forecast on that market involves multiple outcomes. So you're going to say, okay, the team A will win, and the player X will score like 2 goals, and it's going to rain during the match. So you put everything together. It's three different outcomes, but it means only one market. You are trading all together. That's a parlay. And Tiago, I think we still have time and just a few
Yeah,
more
sure.
minutes to go with this. And this is really interesting. It's one more use case that we are seeing here with prediction markets, and it is how you could use prediction markets as a hedge. And this situation is really interesting. So you guys remember when Trump launched a meme coin? It was a few months ago. It was in the beginning of this year, right? January, maybe February. I'm not sure. Maybe after that. But anyway, in the beginning, a lot of people saw, oh shit, this is happening. Trump's account was hacked. So some people didn't jump on the token because they believed that his account, his ex account was hacked, and this was a scam. So suddenly, I mean, really fast, there was this market on Polymarket about this. Was Trump hacked? So what was the strategy of this guy? He just assumed here, okay, if Trump was hacked, actually, see, it was really high. The chances of hack was really high. So okay, how can I protect myself from a hack? If he was hacked, I can buy my position, I can place my position here on Polymarket, and I can also
Yeah.
buy the token. So I have exposed. I'm exposed on both ways, and this strategy that he did here. So as soon as transaction went through, I did the same. So basically, what he did here is he bought the Trump token, six figure, like $100,000. So, and he also bought. So okay, this is the position. See here, 25,000 Trump tokens. He bought at 420, spending a little bit over $100,000. And then he bought also 120,000 shares of yes. Okay, Trump was hacked at 20 at $10. It means 10% chances of he has been hacked. So this idea is if he was hacked, those tokens would go to zero, but he would make money on the prediction market because this position here would value like 9 times more. So he would still make $3,000. If there was no hack, he would
He
lose
could
this
make,
$12,000. But I
but he
mean,
could make a gazillion dollars in the token.
Exactly. That's the idea. And basically, the token really fast went to 450, which gave him at least 10% more here. And he's just proving what he did here. And actually, when things got clearer, and it was clear that it was not a hack, and basically because there was a difference tweet right after the tweet that launched the token, and the first tweet was not deleted. So okay, they started to understand, oh, this is actually happening. And basically he started to scale down his position as a hedge. So this proves how prediction markets can be a source of truth, can be a financial instrument, and as a financial instrument it could be used as a hedge for a position. And in this case we are seeing this for a token launch, but it could be for anything. And if you don't feel like safe about what you're doing, you can even spin up a prediction market to hedge yourself. And if you gather enough people trading that could be a great hedge for any
Yeah,
position that you have.
yeah,
And
yeah.
this is
This
what
is
he's saying, like financialize everything.
this like this kind of like structured operation. Let's call like that. Like this is can like this can open up a lot of things, even combining with trading. You can do
Mhm.
like some interesting stuff like combining like trading and crypto prediction prices on prediction markets.
Yeah. So let's go, for example, here to Polymarket. Let's go to crypto. So what price will Bitcoin hit? There are some markets here, and I have some open position. Okay. Will Bitcoin hit when will Bitcoin hit $150,000? So imagine
Yeah,
you can use this to go long on Bitcoin, and at the same time you can open a short position to hedge
yeah,
yourself against this.
yeah,
So I'm not saying that you should do that, but you can do that depending on how are the chances. So by September, what are the chances? Really, really low. But in case you have some extra information, or you can make a kind of smart decision here, and you think that this market is wrong, you can just open a position here and open a different position, or a position in a different direction on Bitcoin in any exchange. And this is how you could use prediction markets to hedge yourself. And this is really interesting for me.
yeah. This is very interesting. When when you're talking, like reading the Trump stuff, I was like scanning some stuff on Polymarket, and I need to do the math, but seems to be like some interesting like place there.
Yeah,
Uh,
it seems to be when you start looking at that. So open your look at your positions that you have like on your portfolio in crypto, and look what markets, Polymarket or Cauchy. I mean, we are talking about Polymarkets because we cannot play with Cauchy. We don't live in the US, so it's closed for us. And it's interesting. Some platforms are already working on show arbitrage opportunities between Cauchy and Polymarket. So it's already happening right now. And talking about one more, moving this, I mean, we are moving to the end already, but I want to highlight a few things before. So shout out to Limitless. Limitless is also an on-chain prediction market that just crossed 300,000 $300 million in trading volume. So it highlights, okay, interest is there. And let me see if I can find this. I've been saving this to show you guys. um, where can I put this here? No. Okay, just a second, let me share something else. This is pretty interesting. Can you see this one? So
yeah,
this is so we've been talking about Polymark and Cauchy and their the edge that they have as first movers. But this is interesting. See where Google is. This is just a chart. This is just a sheet showing search engines that were created since 1993 before Google came out. So Google is, of course, the winner of search engines, but Google just came live in 1998, and we had like 12, 15 projects before that, and they are not here anymore. So I don't think we are in a place that the winners are already there. Okay, Polymark and Cauchy have their advantage, but I think we are going to see a lot of growth and a lot of innovation in this space. And just wanted to highlight this. And it talks about what's happening here with Limitless. Of course, Polymarket still dominates uh, volume of on-chain. Uh, Cauchy dominates with the number of markets, but there are competitors coming here. And to end this, so the guys from Prediction Index are organizing a side event in Singapore on September 3rd, together with Token 2049. So if you are going to this event in Singapore, make sure to join. And if you are into prediction market, make sure to join this event. It seems to be a pretty cool one. Anything
yeah.
else, Thiago, that you would like to highlight, you would like to share
I'm gonna
before I
be
make
playing.
your
I'm gonna be playing more with prediction markets now.
of course you will. I mean,
Like,
it's the future, man.
yeah, because like you said, and the about efficient markets and the lack of liquidity, it is still very inefficient. And if it is inefficient, there is opportunity for people like regular people like us and like people that are watching us to make money, to find an edge that's like a good edge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, before we go, let me make sure that you guys who are listening to us subscribe to the Daily Prediction on Substack. Make sure to follow us at Groovy Market here on Twitter. We come live from Monday to Thursday every day. Thanks a lot, Thiago, for joining us. It was a truly honor to have you here on the show. And that's it, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. It was great to chatting with you like always. See you.
Amazing. Thank you all.